Let's get to creating a help plan for you, because being a caregiver is tough stuff and not something you should do alone by any stretch of the imagination. So let me ask you this. Does this sound familiar? Your to-do list is longer than a CVS receipt. Your sleep is all out of whack. You're exhausted and spent every day and you can't find any me time. Yeah, well, you're definitely not alone in feeling this way for sure. And it is okay and really necessary to feel like you need help. You can't get everything done, and it's certainly not your fault that you can't. This caregiving business is not something one person can do alone and stay happy and healthy. You will be a better caregiver if you get help. I know this sounds crazy, but it will help reduce stress. It'll take tasks off your hands, allowing you to take time for yourself and ultimately improve your overall well-being. Your mindset skills, even like patience, empathy, and forgiveness, will also improve when you are feeling better. So let's talk about some ways that we can create a help plan. And we'll go over all of these in depth, but just an overview. The first thing is getting siblings involved if you're caring for a mom or a dad. Second thing, it might be time to start looking for in-home help. A support group might actually be helpful. And then we'll also go through a helping hand plan. There's actually a downloadable that you can download now if you want. Hit pause and we can work through it together. Or you can do it after this lesson, but it'll actually lay out a plan with your network in mind. Now, when it comes to our siblings, the first thing we need to do is get out of the headspace that you shouldn't have to ask them and they should just know. The truth is, they don't know and they can't read your mind. They also don't know how overwhelming this all is being a caregiver, and they just don't get it, and because they have not been a primary caregiver. You need to make the ask if they aren't offering up on their own. So here are some of those tips. The first thing, decide what you really want and expect from your siblings, right? So is it physical help? Do you want help with errands or the to-dos or taking mom to meetings or social events? Or is it emotional help that you need? Do you want your brother or sister to call once a week or come stay with dad for a couple hours? Or is it financial help, right? Help paying for mom's adult daycare or home care, right? So really need to decide what we really want and expect from them. Now, how to ask. We want to be clear, concise, and specific, right? So, and this is extremely important. So ask for exactly what you want, when you want it, and why. So an example is, can you pay for mom's adult day on Tuesday and Thursday? I need help with her bills. So you can see here, this is exactly what you want. I need money. When you need the help on Tuesday and Thursday, and why. I need help with the bills. Clear, concise, and specific. Another example. Will you stay with dad for 3 days so I can get away? Again, clear, concise, specific. Another here. Will you stay with mom on Wednesdays from 5 to 7 so I can do shopping and take myself to dinner? Very specific. Now, the other thing we want to do is be realistic in our ask to our siblings. So we need to understand and respect their schedules and lifestyles, of course, but they can find time and expect them to find time. Take into account your sibling's relationship with your parent. So, for example, if you have a sibling that can't be around mom or dad without being frustrated or raising his or her voice, they may not be a good fit for your help and support with visits, right? They may be good at something else. So, taking that into account, ask them for help with things with what they are naturally good. For example, if they're good with financial stuff or a good cook or organizing or doing activities, have them do that stuff specifically. Point them in that direction. And also we want to try to avoid making our siblings feel guilty. And this is tough because you may be feeling some resentment down the road or be downright mad or all of it, right? So even though you may be angry, use those breathing techniques and taking that step back. Notice your tone of voice and body language when you're making the asks as well, right? Just be polite and be nice. Keep from going down a rabbit hole of negativity. It'll only make things worse all the way around. Be clear, concise, and specific. And like I said, be nice and polite even if you have to fake it. Like my mom always said, you can catch more flies with honey than vinegar. So it may be time to start looking for in-home help. And often it's beneficial to get in-home help in before you need it. And most agencies offer companions that can come in and help around the house and sit and chat or run errands for you. So this helps establish a routine and get your loved one used to coming into the house, because it is often harder to get someone in later stage dementia used to coming into the home. So it's better to start earlier with this. Where do we look? Where do we look for help? So utilize Google to search home health aid or home care in your area. You can also check with smaller nonprofits or hospitals for in-home care. But do your research and due diligence before bringing in home care. This is really important. Do a lot of research. Make phone calls, get referrals, all that good stuff. Check reviews online. Try to go through word of mouth. This is often the best way to find good in-home help, is through word of mouth. And ask agencies for their references. And also, don't hesitate to inform the agency if you're uncomfortable with your aide, and they can get you someone new or point you in a different direction. So here are some larger national companies that offer in-home help. Now, these are not recommendations from Hello Caregiver. These are just some of the larger national companies you may want to look at. Senior Helpers, Bright Star Care, Visiting Angels, Right at Home, Home Instead Senior Care. So again, these are not recommendations. These are just merely suggestions for you to do your own research and make a decision. So joining a support group can be really helpful when it comes to creating your health plan. Just being around other people that are in your same situation, going through the same stuff and feeling the same things, and can be really great to bounce ideas off of and offer that hand of support. So where can we look for these? Local community centers and churches are a good starting point. Alzheimer's Association has both in-person and an online forum for support groups, and there's lots of other online support groups as well. You can just do a Google search and start finding some of those. Memory support centers. So a lot of these residential living facilities have the memory support centers attached to them, and they offer support groups as well. We have our own private Facebook group, so you are a part of that. Hopefully, if not, join the group. And this is a great place to interact with other people that are going through the course and also caring for someone with dementia. And like I mentioned, other online support groups as well. So let's get into this helping hand plan. So this is a downloadable that I'd like you to print out either now, if you haven't, or after we're done with this lesson, and start filling this out. So it's pretty self-explanatory. So it's broken down into different sections, with this first section here being tasks. You'll see tasks here. And you've got your task checklist here with some ideas underneath. So physical care, bathing, feeding, grooming, household, daily affairs, finances, etc. And then put over here, who can realistically help you with this? So this is when you've got to pull into that network that we mentioned back in mindset and philosophy in the first module. So dig out that list of people that are in your network that can realistically help you. Siblings, church friends, neighbors, people from support groups, just friends, anybody that you can rely on that might be able to help you with certain things. So the next one is information. So info you may need, like medical diagnoses, equipment, medication management, legal and financial estate planning, all kinds of elder care stuff, and a local resource director. Who can help you with this? These are things that other people can do for you for sure, and take some of that stuff off your plate. Next thing, respite, because you definitely need some time to regroup and have some time to yourself. So who can take an adult day mini break, offer that up, come over and sit with your loved one, 30-minute time out on certain days, have a friend come over and sit with your loved one so you can go for a walk or do some exercise or whatever you'd like to do. And again, the list goes on here, pretty self-explanatory. And support, just what we were talking about, who can help you emotionally here, right? So when you're feeling overwhelmed, who can you call? If you're worried about money, worried about long-term plans, who can offer support? Concerned about my own health. And if you don't like any of these or any of this other stuff, cross it out and put something else in there, right? Whatever you need help with, you can pop in here. Now, this is a really great tool. Again, it's that thing, like I said earlier when we were talking about stress, getting stuff out of your head, right? Putting it on paper. taking a load off your shoulders. This is one great way to do that and build that helping hand plan for yourself. The next thing we're going to talk about is balance. That's our last lesson in caregiver wellness. However, we're going to do another meditation, of course, at the end of this, and I would invite you to join in on that. So that'll be following the end of this lesson, and there'll be a video there for you to do a nice meditation as well. So I will see you in balance.